Hi, I'm Reverend Benjamin Broadbent, lead minister at the community church, and this is my children's message for May 17th. If you have a young person in your house that you want to show this message to, you might pause here and go get them and restart again. During Easter, Pastor Lacey has been introducing a number of different resurrection practices, spiritual practices, and I would like to share one with you today. I was thinking about the gospel message for today, which is the story of Jesus after his resurrection. He's returned to Galilee, to the lake, to where it all began. And there he's on the beach and he sees some of the disciples out in the boat and he calls to them and they get really excited. Peter even just jumps into the water. He can't wait for bring the boat in. He just jumps into the water and swims into shore. And when he gets there and the rest of them get there, Jesus is making breakfast for them. I think it's a funny, strange story. I wonder what was for breakfast. It tells us there was fish, but what else was there? What did it smell like? What was the weather like that day? And why did Jesus choose to appear to his disciples in this way? I think what the gospel writer of John is trying to tell us is that Jesus comes to us not necessarily in special and extraordinary places and moments, but in the ordinary moments, the everyday places of our lives. So in this resurrection practice, I'm going to invite you, and people of any age can do this, I'm going to invite you to just consider the place where you live and are spending your days, and to notice those places that are already special and sacred to you. A way that you can do this is if you want to get a bit of ribbon. We've got a little box of ribbon in our closet, and I pulled out a little thing of red ribbon like this. It can be whatever color you like. And what you can do is take some scissors, and if you normally have a parent help you with that, go ahead and get a parent to help. But you get some scissors and you cut a piece of ribbon, and then you take that piece of ribbon to a place in your home that is special to you, and you tie it. You tie that little piece of ribbon in a bow or a knot or whatever works for you. You could ask for help with that as well. And that becomes a reminder for you of why that place is so important. So I'm now going to show you some places in my house where I chose to tie a ribbon. Because those are places that are already important and sacred to me. And before I do that, I just want to tell you, I have not done any house cleaning before I show you these places. That's me in the computer screen. You can tell that I haven't even cleaned the screen before I showed you this, but I started here because I do a lot of important work on my computer, but my computer is also on our dining room table. And I tied a ribbon right here where my son normally sits, and a ribbon right there where my daughter normally sits, and a ribbon right there where my wife Brooke normally sits. This is where we share a meal each day, and it is a special place to me. Now we're at my kitchen counter, and as you can see, next to the coffee maker is a mug. And I put a red ribbon on this mug because I drink coffee out of it every morning. It happens to have my daughter's name on it, and it was given to me as a gift from a friend of mine in Colorado. And finally, I put a ribbon on this because every morning this mug is here waiting for me because my partner, Brooke, puts it there on the counter. It's very thoughtful, and I feel very loved. We're still in the kitchen, and I had to tape this ribbon onto the wall right here. There wasn't really a place to tie it, but I put it here because it is very close to our two little furry four-leggeds. This is Slinky. Slinky. She's sleeping. Oh, there she is. And over here is Miss Piggy, and they're important to us too. I tied another ribbon right here. This is at the foot of my hammock. And from here, I get to look at our garden, and I get to relax. And I also, if I look up, I get to see the redwood tree, 2 redwood trees that are right above me. So I've showed you some of the important and special places to me that I don't have to go very far to find. They're in my own house and in my own backyard. You can do this too. All you need is some ribbon and some scissors, and walk around and tie those ribbons in the places that are important and special to you. They become sacred places, and they're just ordinary. And that's where God comes to us in our everyday life. I would like to invite you to join me in a prayer. God, we thank you for the breakfast that Jesus served his disciples on the beach that day, for that ordinary place and that ordinary time and that ordinary meal. Bless our ordinary places and the ordinary people in our lives. And bless us with the words of Jesus that he taught his disciples and that he continues to teach us to pray by saying, Creator, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. I hope you have a blessed week.